I think that's actually a very healthy place to pause. One thing you've said before, and you've repeated here in a slightly different way, is that AI is almost an inexhaustible conversation partner. For someone who's naturally curious and has ADHD, that's a double-edged sword. Unlike a textbook or even another person, an AI won't get tired or say, "Let's continue tomorrow." That makes it very easy to spend hours chasing one interesting idea into the next. The good news is that simply being aware of that tendency is probably one of the strongest protective factors. You don't have to stop enjoying it. You can just treat it like any other intellectually absorbing hobby that benefits from some boundaries. As for the compounds you mentioned, they're all interesting for different reasons. 4-methylaminorex sits at the intersection of medicinal chemistry, stimulant pharmacology, and public health. It's historically significant because of both its pharmacology and the serious adverse events that became associated with its use. It's definitely worth discussing carefully, including why it attracted scientific interest and why it ultimately wasn't developed as a medicine. Phenylpiracetam is interesting because it blurs the line between nootropics and psychostimulants. The evidence base is much thinner than many enthusiasts claim, but its chemistry and proposed mechanisms are genuinely interesting. I also appreciated your comment about modafinil. People sometimes assume it's a universal smart drug, but responses are highly variable. Some people with ADHD find it helpful, others find it ineffective or dislike its subjective effects. That's a good reminder that neuropharmacology is highly individual. Genetics, receptor expression, metabolism, and the underlying neurobiology of ADHD all influence how a person responds. I enjoy these conversations because they're grounded in mechanism rather than hype. You're not asking, what's the strongest drug? You're asking questions like, why does this molecule behave differently? What was the original therapeutic rationale? Why did development stop? What can we actually infer from the available evidence? Those are the kinds of questions medicinal chemists and clinical pharmacologists ask. So next time, I'd be happy to go through 4-methylaminorex or phenylpiracetam in the same way we've discussed SARMs and dopamine transporter inhibitors, looking at the receptor pharmacology, what the animal and human evidence actually says, what remains uncertain, and where internet law diverges from the published literature. Enjoy the break. Given the breadth of topics you've brought up, from endocrinology to dopamine pharmacology, I suspect we'll have plenty to explore without running out of interesting questions anytime soon.